I've always admired how much effort athletes put in to be the best at their craft. Those training montages in movies might be exaggerated, but there's truth to them. You can't stay stagnant if you want to improve. Sometimes things click and all those hours bear fruit. Others, it just doesn't, and the changes end up doing more harm than good. The new Backyard Baseball is the latter. While this series reboot from developer MegaCat Studios retains the nostalgic charm of those classic kid sports games, the rest of it falls victim to its own progress. The simplicity of pitching, hitting, and fielding has been needlessly refreshed. In their place are optimized versions that just don't work as well.
Drives it right up the middle.
So while this new Backyard Baseball might pass the eye test, it falls short of home plate on the things that really matter.
3 strikes you're out. It's rockstar drummer Amir Khan stepping up to bat.
Amir will do anything to be as cool as his brother.
It's pretty ironic that many of the tweaks here don't feel like they're able around the bases, because most of the actual hits I've gotten while batting have either been home runs or line drive singles. Now, I'm not tooting my own horn here or anything, it's just because of how offense and defense are set up.
I got it! And that ball is out of here!
Hitting in particular is easier than ever, at least compared to how it was in the Backyard Baseball 97 re-release from 2024, which isn't exactly a good thing. The swing spot assist was less specific back then. It would show you a large circle within the strike zone where the ball might land, but it was up to you to guess where exactly to swing the bat. Here though, you always know the exact spot the ball is flying toward. Of course, the old method led to whiffs, but at least the hits you earned were more satisfying and less routine. Hitting does at least get tougher once you unlock the highest difficulty option, Backyard Legend. That's mainly because the opposing pitches fly at you faster, and since I initially played with a controller on PC, I would move the reticle a hair too slow to account for the increased throw velocity. But after I switched over to mouse and keyboard, it's like the difficulty change never happened, and I started getting consistent hits again.
Where'd the ball go?
The only way to make batting not be a complete cakewalk is to turn off the swing spot assist entirely, but that presents its own problems. It's nearly impossible to hit a breaking ball because it's so difficult to tell where it'll land in the strike zone. I suppose that's true to real life, but it means the only options are extremes. Make things too easy with swing assist, or unnecessarily hard without it. There is no middle ground. You're either Babe Ruth, or a dazed rec league player who just got caught looking at 3 consecutive right hooks.
1 strike on the count.
Pitching can go unchecked too, so much so that anyone I put on the mound starts to look like Greg Maddux reincarnated. At first, I thought this side of the offense didn't matter, that anyone on the other team could get a hit off no matter the type of throw I chose. They still can, don't get me wrong, but it became less frequent after I got the hang of the new pitch release timing system. That's when the blowouts really began. I'm talking about multiple games ending in either shutouts or landslide wins. 26-0, 19-3, you name it. It's nice that it turns what used to be a one-dimensional position into one that requires a tad more skill, but you can reach the ceiling of it far too quickly.
Strike 2.
It can get so out of hand that once I reach a double-digit lead, I usually start to purposely hit grounders into opposing players just to end the game earlier. I'm floored that Backyard Baseball still doesn't have a mercy rule to account for this. Do you really want to see little Billie Jean Blackwood curled up in the outfield while Keisha Phillips hits another home run to put her team up 33-5? You'd have to imagine the losing team's parents are in the stands yelling at the umpire to end the misery. Fielding feels even worse. If it was anything like it was in 97, 01, or even the GameCube version from 2003, I wouldn't be as disappointed. In those games, you could at least throw a rocket from right field to first base to try to get an out. Now it's like your players don't even try. Sure, you can turn off errors to try and minimize mistakes, but even that can't make up for all the slow defensive throws that seem to be embedded in every character. What's even more frustrating is that for some reason you can't make your players run after line drives or pop flies, even though you can force them to sprint and slide when they're base running. Look, I get it. It's more exciting to rack up runs than it is to prevent them, but scoring a lot is only enjoyable the first few times. Over the course of a season in league play, it becomes monotonous. Where are the defensive highlights? I'd argue there's just as much excitement in turning a double play as there is in hitting a walk-off homer. Sadly, it's hard to know because you can't even make those types of run-stopping plays. Here, offense is king, and defense is just a silly court gesture everyone tries to ignore.
Flings it. First space is occupied.
All of these issues are made glaring because the CPU can't seem to adjust or use them to its advantage. Going up against your friends in local multiplayer can at least help keep things competitive, but that isn't an option in the season-long solo mode that's supposed to be the main attraction here. An online PvP mode was delayed just before release, and these problems might not feel as bad if it were already accessible, since going up against real players could help keep things fresh. But that's only wishful thinking until it arrives.
A swing and a miss.
2 strikes.
Now ask any Little League coach what the most important quality a player should have is, and one trait they'll probably always mention are good fundamentals. Unfortunately, right now, this game's issues are foundational, influencing the rest of its performance in play. Take the wiggle ball mode for example. Apart from the improved art and animations, which really are huge steps up from the originals, this is one of the most significant additions to this remake. It's a very different option from the usual 9v9 matches you can find in pickup and league play, instead putting you into a 4v4 game where you have to toss and hit a slippery wiffle ball. A decent option if you don't want to worry about lineup management or pushing through an entire season. But again, the problematic changes to hitting and pitching make it so that the result of each match is pretty much predictable before they begin.
What a rip! Better take a picture now, because that ball is out of here and it ain't coming back.
There are at least some things that these fundamental problems don't affect. No, not the tutorial or the batting only modes. I'm talking about a pretty neat addition called the Card Shop. It's where you can buy and open 3 different packs that contain various cards of different characters, items, and offensive moves. Don't worry, there aren't any real money microtransactions even in this version of Backyard Baseball. Instead, you can use tokens you earn by playing through season or quick play games to purchase them. With the tears of so many defeated children turning the soil of Backyard Baseball's field into salted earth, the card shop is like a patch of fresh water, flushing out some of that grief. Even though it occupies such a small plot, taking a dip every now and then was refreshing, especially because of the remix cards, which I couldn't get enough of. These feature unique character artwork created by several excellent artists. And since the 30 kids featured throughout the series are back, I'll admit I may have taken too much time looking through each one. And yes, you heard me right. You can choose from all 30, I repeat 30 original Backyard Baseball kids as soon as you start a team. In addition to the always popular mainstays like Pablo Sanchez and Jocinda Smith, you can also pick a few of the generic players from '97 such as Leo Wayne and Chico Papas, along with a handful of MLB legends like Vlad Guerrero and Jason Giambi.
Ready to take the field.
Although it isn't quite at the same level of Backyard Baseball 01's roster, these familiar names are always welcome and round out an impressive list.
We have Pete Wheeler stepping up to the plate.
Rumor has it that Pete once ran so fast that his shoes fell off.
It's always pleasant to see familiar faces from your childhood, even more so if you spend countless hours playing matches and winning championships with them. But with this latest edition of Backyard Baseball, nostalgia is skin deep, lasting as long as a 7th inning stretch. This reboot capitalizes on that affection instead of paying full respect to why it was earned in the first place. The simple joy present in those classic games has been replaced by an unrewarding, lopsided easiness in this one. Almost effortless hitting and improved but overpowered pitching turn each match into uncontested, near-defenseless blowouts that no amount of big names or attractive artwork can paper over. The result is an incomplete on-field experience, like a prospect that can't round the bases. And at this point, I'm ready to do what it can and call this ball game early. For more on this year's sports games, check out our reviews of NBA The Run or EA Sports UFC 6. And for everything else, stick with IGN.